And we back. Today we got, is it okay to have a preference of race? Interracial couples agree or disagree. I'm in an interracial couple or interracial relationship. But anyway, before we get into anything else, into anything else, hit that like, that subscribe, and that bell to get all my future videos. But as always, we don't work with the crown on. We don't work with the crown on. So let's get right into it. And I'll express my feelings along the way.
The freak stuff in the bedroom. If race sprinkles is put into that context, what do we think of that? Like
how would race be put into the bedroom?
Use your imagination.
That sounds like some racist ass shit right there. Nope, not in my house. All right, that's enough.
Towards my partner. 3, 2.
Wait.
Intentionally been racist towards my partner. 3, 2, 1, go.
I've definitely been ignorant.
So we were.
I wrote it down.
So we had an argument, and I was upset, and I had previously expressed how the stereotype or the stigma on angry black men or angry black women.
Why is he saying that?
Makes me feel, and so we got into an argument. I was an angry black man. But in that moment of anger, he actually called me an angry black man, which
is like the worst thing
made
to
me
say.
go crazy because that was like the one thing, and I talked to him about. So that was a really bad fight.
Oh, he dating white boys?
And it never happened again.
See, that's one thing. Okay, it can happen once. Like, if it's unintentional, the shit can happen once. Once. You nip that shit in the bud. I ain't had it happen because my girl knows how I am. I don't play that racist shit. Like, don't start that racist shit around me. I'm not with that. I don't like the N-word I don't like it coming from. Well, nope, nope. You ain't gonna cancel me already.
I feel like, I'm strongly disagree, but I think as just a white person,
Don't do that shit either. We don't want that shit. Only the new niggas want that shit.
I'm just inherently ignorant, so I think I'm gonna move to somewhat agree. Dating a black man has completely opened my eyes more than I already thought they were open,
To be fair, you've never said anything that made me feel like, damn, she's racist,
Oh, that's his girl?
I'm from the Bay, so it used to be in my vocabulary where I would say the N-word with the A. I would rap it. I would do just those
Her face is that I'd have been like, look, like, come on, bro.
things, but my slang in general would just tick her off. And then I became conscious of it, and I really liked her.
Right, you
Or
ain't
I still
black.
do.
Don't say it.
I love
Simple as that.
I started.
How I feel about the N-word is if a black person lets another person say it to him, that's their business. But don't bring that shit to me. If it's like, if I call my girl babe, and then somebody else tried to call her babe, I'm like, you don't know that. You don't know her like that. Or tries to call me babe, like, you don't know me like, don't call me that. Same way with the N-word. Like, you don't know me like that. Don't say that shit to me. We ain't cool like that. Even like my best friend, he can't call me babe. Why? Because we ain't like that. Same with the N-word. Like, if we ain't like that, and we ain't like that, don't call me the N-word. Don't do that. Don't. Just stop. It's not that hard not to say it. I don't say it when when I know, like, I'm in church. I don't walk around calling everybody nigga. Ain't no use for that. Like, I cannot say it, so I know you cannot say it. It's not that hard.
Started changing the way I speak. I feel like she should be over here too. She would do Asian accents.
I thought my boy was like Latino.
The only time that I feel like I could be offending Asian people is when I'm mocking you when you're mocking your mother.
There it is.
So I only do the accent when he does it, making fun of his mom. Before that, I never did that, so.
Okay, guys, so we're gonna do something different. This is called hot takes, and basically we had our audience submit hot takes and assumptions that they make about interracial relationships. They're really hot.
Oh boy.
Sex gets steamy since you are interracial.
What?
So it's 10:30,
Hold on, as
I
always,
say, apparently
we don't pay for YouTube Prime or whatever the hell it's called. We watch our video. Give everybody their money. Yeah. What the
I mean,
fuck?
I think it adds to.
I like the differences. between
Sex gets steamy.
Definitely. I mean, there's.
That sound like some old like fucking I hate myself undertones or type shit like that. Like what the fuck is this? What?
It's not like any weird role play or anything.
Yes, it is. That's exactly what the fuck that means. Some weird role play? Like, it gets steamy just because you're in an interracial relationship. It should get steamy just because of the person you with, because you love them, you care about them, you're into them. That's some old weirdo shit.
But,
if you ask me.
Definitely, makes it fun.
I will say, like,
What?
when I'm not with you, people will like be like, oh, like I know why you're with the black guy, and it's like that's like super disrespectful because it's like
That's the same thing.
that's like definitely like.
I mean, if I'm wrong, hey, tell me in the comments. If I'm wrong, I'll admit it. I don't give a damn. I'll be wrong a lot of shit. But I ain't the dumb motherfucker that can't realize that when I'm wrong. If you got a good argument against what I'm saying, let me know. Be respectful though. Be respectful.
Like on the line of like fetishizing like
Right,
a
right.
race.
There's not many sexual stereotypes about white men. But like walking down the street, especially dating an Asian woman, like I get looks from men all the time, being like, "Oh, like right?" And like
They're not even talking about the fucking question. They're talking about outside shit. They're not even talking about the damn question.
like people like actually.
I don't want to hear this.
Be a fetish, and that's okay if it's love too.
No, I don't.
Even if you love the person, you just fetishizing that person is
feel like it
good at all.
devalues
Yeah, and you're
it.
devaluing the entire community in itself.
I think there's always room for growth, so I can understand if it starts as a fetish and then along, the relationship, they actually fall in love with that person.
One more time. Let me stop.
And they realize that, okay, it wasn't okay for me to initially just like you based off of that.
If it's between
What she said was actually pretty good while I was being dumb as fuck. But what she said does make sense. Because, I mean, you can not know about a culture and then just be like, that motherfucker right there. Like something about them. Because, I mean, it's the same way with guys who like ass and titties. Like a guy might like a big old ass or big old titties and just love the fuck out of them. But then once he gets to know the person that comes with the ass and titties, it's like, oh, So it can be the same way with race. I agree. I was strongly disagree. Now I'm kind of, with them, with the black girl and the Asian dude.
two consenting adults, the freak stuff in the bedroom. If race sprinkles is put into that context, what do we think of that? Like, it's just in the bedroom, or is it like possible to just keep?
Now, if you're on some old racist, like slave master, slave owner type shit, I hope the other person leaves. That's weird. I mean, that's not. I guess anything can be weird in just in different points, but I still agree with the black girl and the Asian dude.
Keep it in the bedroom.
Now,
How
because
would
I
race
realized.
be put into the bedroom?
Use your imagination.
It doesn't even matter if you're consenting or not. It's still wrong.
Yeah.
Right. Like you want to say that stuff. You want to do that stuff because of the stereotypes.
See, nobody ever necessarily said he took it to the negative. A girl could be like, "Oh, I like me a tall black basketball player." It ain't had nothing to do with that nigga used to be a slave. It doesn't always have to be slave play. It could be something completely different. She might like black gangsters, but then she might get with that black gangster and then actually love Myron, or whatever his name is. There's levels, and I tend to agree with the
You
people
have of those people,
over there.
and that doesn't really sit right with me whatsoever.
I have always wanted mixed babies.
This is some weirdo shit right here, bro. And I actually happen to have a mixed kid, and I love him to death. But it's not. I never grew up like, oh, I wanted mixed babies. You know, I always wanted a son though. Now I got me one, and I love him to death. But mix, oh god, I want to see this. We're just gonna just keep going.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, go. Oh, why do you hate
At one
yourself
point
like
in my life, I
that?
kind of wanted to have mixed babies with almost every race. I don't know if that's weird, but I just wanted, I'm real into genetics. I would like to see how my kids would turn out. And
Every race. Jeez. As a mixed race person myself, you don't have a group of people to really be around. I mean, sometimes you connect with one side, sometimes you connect with another side. But for me, it sucked actually a lot. I've accepted myself. I'm black and proud. I love the fact that I have both of these cultures, and I really don't care. I just have to teach my kids that because of your skin tone, you either gain privileges or lose privileges.
Boom, boom. I like him, and his shit flowing. My mixed brother, my black brother.
Like I've had people at work like will be talking about themselves and I'll show them a picture of Ivan and they'll be like, oh my god, I totally wanted black babies like when I was.
Right, that's just weird as fuck to me. I totally wanted black babies. Like, you don't want love? Like,
It's like a teenager and it's just like, this isn't Build-A-Bear, like this is a human, like what the so.
And I actually have an 8-year-old mixed child. It's been very challenging, but I've had to stick it out because I want to be a good father and I care about my kid. So
This isn't Build-A-Bear, this is real life. And in my mind, I wanted to have kids that was exactly my skin tone or very close to it and look like me, because I am conceited as well. Where the hell I'm gonna find somebody to do that and it work out and they're just the perfect wife? I don't believe in that anymore.
It's funny because that was actually something we talked about when we first started dating. That became an insecurity of mine. I was like, so why are we dating? Because I cannot provide absolutely any of that for you. And so I understand, like I said, why he feels that way, why a lot of the black community feels that way. So I'm just glad that I'm accepted now in our relationship for that.
you was accepted when he started fucking
I
you.
sometimes feel like I betrayed my own race. 3, 2, 1, go.
Stop. I feel like more white people would do that. Would be on the strongly agree side. Just my opinion. Me myself, I don't feel like I betrayed anybody because I don't give a fuck what anybody else has to think. And if you ain't my mama or my fucking close family who've been there since the beginning or who love me, what the fuck do you matter? If I'm happy and I ain't hurt nobody, that shit don't matter. Liar.
I definitely feel like that, man. I feel like, especially when I'm
So it was the total opposite of what I thought. And I can see that too. The white people are lying because they know they have. I ain't gonna say they lying. Let me stop talking what the fuck I really feel like. If y'all want to hear it, if y'all really want to know how I feel about race and all that, because I've lived some life and I've heard it all, I've seen it all, I've noticed it all. It's all been done to me, and so let's just.
I'm from, I did my people a disservice by playing into that stereotype. And knowing what I stand for now, it's hard for me to feel like I'm gonna be taken serious in the future if I ever wanna speak on controversial topics. My people won't respect what I say because like it doesn't add up, my views and stuff, and then I'm dating somebody outside of my race behind the scenes. I feel like I lose respect in a way.
Me growing up, like I was never always seen as black, whether it was because of how I looked or how I talked or my culture, but
Who the hell he from? Well, he ain't considered black. I mean, bro, come on. What the fuck was you? What? He must have been in the blackest of the black cities. Goddamn Jackson, Tennessee. What the fuck you from?
and then when I get with someone who's not black, right, they're like, oh,
She
you're
cute, though.
betraying us. Oh, like I get comments literally in my DMs being like, oh, Alex, you're not with us no more, right? And I'm like, do you want me or do you not want me, you know?
Right. A lot of that's hate. Like just plain straight up hate. It's like, oh, you don't want a sister? Like, I've been with a sister. It didn't work out. It just happened to work out with this girl I'm with now. You know, we complement each other very well. You know, there ain't no It is what it is.
It doesn't bother me if you don't want me, and I understand it is what it is.
Right.
But don't pick and choose and don't nitpick little things, right? If you want me to be part of your community, then accept me for who I am. Don't say that because I'm half.
I like this brother right here. I like this brother.
I don't get to participate in certain topics or certain discussions.
Being linked to another race has its benefits.
I don't see. I mean, you can always learn stuff from people, but that's just from different people. It doesn't matter what color you are, you can learn something. But I mean, maybe. I don't know. I'm kind of in the middle. I'm in the middle. I don't.
3, 2,
But you can just learn stuff from anybody. You can learn stuff from anybody.
I guess I feel like the word like linked kind of confused me because I feel like experiencing another person's experience, like what their culture, like the way that they live, is definitely personally beneficial. But I think that like in terms of how others view me because I'm dating a white man, I don't find that beneficial. Like I feel like people might have like preconceptions about who I am because I'm an Asian person who's chosen to date a white man.
She has some broad
I
shoulders.
had a question for, I guess, other people. Like, do you ever feel like being with a white person like could shield you from like discrimination, or like that they could like stand up for you in a certain context? Like if you were in like an altercation with the police or something, like would having a
Oh yeah. So this was.
white
We
person
ain't
there,
gonna
like,
talk about that.
right? It would be
In
helpful.
that sense, and that's what I kind of thought of when I heard the question and I was listening to you.
It's gonna be a
Just
long
like,
ass video.
I don't know, even a customer service experience. I don't know, just random experiences where the person on the other side might judge me based on me being black, but versus someone else calling, or him calling, and it's a whole different experience.
Yep.
So they might treat us individuals differently. So there might be a whole different experience based on just that.
Definitely.
I feel like an outsider with my partner's family.
Nope. I'm not a people person unless I like them people. Like, unless you're my people. And that's not even talking about my family. Unless you're like my people. Like, I'm not a very sociable person. I can sit in a room with somebody for 10 hours and not talk to them, and it'd be cool with me. And then I found out the next day that they thought they made up this whole situation where I didn't like them and I was just wouldn't talk to them. This has happened, and we're not gonna talk about when it happened, but it happened. And I was like, I didn't say a word to this person. Like, why do they care if I don't have to talk to you? I don't have to talk to somebody to be comfortable with them. I can sit silent with them and be cool.
3, 2, 1, go.
So I'm sorry, Grace.
But yeah, most black people are going to be that way because, black people were taught things about race without being told it was about race when we were little. We were just told little things. Don't do this. Don't do that. Whenever you out, don't do this. Make sure you do this. Don't do that. And we wasn't like, at least me. I can't say everybody. And I know a lot of people like this too, but we were told not to do things because of race, but we wasn't told it was because of race because they didn't want us out there with like that hatred in our heart. That comes with just experiencing the hatred in our heart, or just like realizing how nasty the world really is when you're not white. That comes just by living life. But yeah, when I was little, I was just taught things that when I got older, it kind of clicked in my mind like, oh, that's why she didn't want me doing that. Or that's why they didn't want me to. That's why she did want me to do this. That's just how life is.
In our lives, especially today, recently, politics plays such a huge part in it. And because you come from a conservative household, that's different from where I come from. And it does make me a little bit uncomfortable to know that I'm gonna be meeting people and have to have close relationships with them, and they don't value what I feel like I value in my life.
He's actually the first.
See, I don't talk politics with many people. You shouldn't. That's all I'm gonna say.
Black man I have ever dated, and the only.
Unless you know that they're kind of y'all think alike. Unless you know that person is smart. If that person is willing to listen and not just, just hearing you talk to respond back. But if they're listening and want to have an intelligent conversation, then you can talk about whatever race. I don't talk race about to people that I know that are ignorant, that would just won't change their stance. A smart person change their stance if you bring up a good point. An idiot won't. That's just the way the world is about anything.
Person of color within like my family, just in of itself, and so certain members of my family with the same political values as us, like had to kind of confide in me, like, hey, we support you with whoever you date. Like, we're here for
you. See that shit? That shit is so fucking true. It's like they have to come to you in private and be like, oh, we support you. Well, first of all, I don't give a fuck if you support me or not, because I'm going to keep doing what I do, but thank you. But it's like, why do you feel like you had to hide that in front of everybody else? And that's why race is still a fucking issue in this world today, because the good people, and I mean, good, bad, it's all relative, but the good people, they feel like they can't just say that out loud, because there's so many fucked up people that will hate you just for the color of your skin or who you choose to date. Bro, I love this video.
So it was interesting to kind of see the different sides of my family members that I
don't even know if I'm making complete sense with all this. If a lot of people see this, let's have respectable comments in the comment section down below. And let's talk about this for real. Black, white, Asian, pink, purple, I don't give a damn what color, what race, what nationality, it don't matter. What gender, sex, I don't care. Let's have some conversations down below about this. If y'all made it this far anyway, this long ass video.
didn't necessarily know.
When I met her father for the first time, we were walking to get food and we saw the Ronald Reagan Museum or something like that. And he's like, oh yeah, I love Ronald Reagan, right? And you can have your own personal opinions on
Ronald Reagan put crack in the hood.
Presidents, but Ronald Reagan was like, he's like the main reason why black people are incarcerated. He's not a very good person to black people. So I was just kind of cracking up about that, and I was kind of awkward, and I know you kind of bit your tongue on that as well.
See, that's the shit I'm talking about. Like, you can be an ally, but are you really an ally until you call out the fuck shit that you see? Man, you can be good all you want to, but if you're around bad and you continue to let bad happen, like who the fuck are you? What are you doing? Are you really that good? Are you really as good as you think you are?
Not say anything.
But I was thinking about saying something to maybe like be like, oh, I don't know about that, but I didn't want to like argue with your father on the very first day that I met him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wouldn't be very fun. Yeah. I don't know if I can exactly truly connect with.
I see fuck shit, I call it out. I don't care. Don't say no stupid ass shit around me. You
with them because of that.
I'm not gonna agree with it. I'll walk the fuck away from you, or we're gonna have a conversation, and then it's gonna be heated because I'm not gonna back down. Fuck you.
He's a very nice person, obviously, and he makes me feel comfortable, but at the same time I have to recognize who I am as a person.
I would say I somewhat agree because with my partner's family there's a language barrier. So
see, well, that makes sense.
I guess it's my responsibility now to try to learn the language, but sometimes when we're together, they're talking, I have no idea what's going on. So I think that's a bit of why I feel like an outsider, but other than that.
That makes sense. That makes complete sense.
I wish we were the same race. 3, 2, 1.
I am very interested to see how this works.
Go.
Please, everybody go that way. I'll start. I feel like that would just be the default easiest way to navigate through life.
See, once you truly reach a level to where most of the outside stuff don't bother you, once you feel comfortable with yourself and what you do, and you're like, I'm a good person, you're like, I'm gonna do what I do, I ain't hurting nobody. Once you reach that level of self-worth, it don't matter what outside people think, unless they stabbing you and shit like that. But you know what I mean.
But definitely, obviously, growth happens when you're in interracial relationships. But yeah, that's kind of why I chose somewhat agree.
Yeah, I guess like you were saying, like I just feel like it would be easier in some aspects, and then for me, just like being mixed race, I have felt very like disconnected from my culture, so I feel like dating someone who was like Chilean or who was Korean would help me. But I also agree, like obviously if you were white, you wouldn't be like you, and so I don't like wish that. And
The benefits outweigh like what I gain. It kind of sounds weird coming out because it's like, what do you guys get out of dating white people? But like, white people, I feel like we learn a lot.
I think it's interesting that everybody's saying that they feel it's easier, because I feel like it would be more difficult, me having a black man and raising a black family, that it would be more difficult if I was maybe with someone who was white, who could probably have benefits in other ways.
That's true.
I'm grateful for my husband, and I love being
Hey.
with him. And I think there's a lot of benefits.
I love to see love. I love to see love.
Guys, that is officially a wrap.
All right, we're going to cut it off right there. I don't even care what else they got to say. This video is kind of informative to me, and I actually agreed with a lot. I thought I really coming in this video, I didn't think I would agree with a lot of it, but I actually did. I learned something from Miss Thing right here, and she made me change my size a little bit, so I agree with her. Thank you, Miss Ma'am. And my boy right here, I fuck with him. He's a smart intellectual, and he's eloquent. He can get his shit out, and I love that. And this man right here, cool dude. I thought he was Mexican at first, but he's Asian. So that's my fault. That's my fault. But anyway, hey, before we get out of here, hit that like, that subscribe, and that bell for more of my videos. Hey, and if y'all made it this far, tell me what you want me to react to next. If there's a video out there that you're like, hey, I would love to hear him talk about it, let's hear me talk about it. I'll do it, and I'll shout you out. You know, we ain't big over here, but we love each other. You know what I'm saying? We ain't big, but we love each other. But you know what? That's enough for this bullshit talk. We out.